guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Today we've got the pleasure of watching Koen again, which means we're gonna be in for a treat, because his replays are also always something a bit special. He's playing in the LTTB today, on the Fjords map. I recently started playing the LTTB as well, and it's such a fun light tank. It's so fast and agile, and the gun for a tier 7 light is very, very nice. The only downside is, of course, the gun depression is like 3 degrees or something. It can be annoying at times, but you just have to work around it, I guess. So Koen is gonna go up to the little lake, the usual spot where light tanks go to try and spot out the heavies who try to go across here and don't know they have to go the long way around to not get spotted and shot by the enemy team. So he's just taking up his position and waiting for his first victim to arrive. The ISU is already furiously pinging the map, and he's gonna be doing that for the remainder of the battle. He spots the M41 Bulldog. Now, you don't really want to be messing around with an M41 Bulldog in a tier 7 light, because that thing has a nasty 10-shot autoloader, which basically takes out any equal tier light tank, even a tier 8 light tank if you're unlucky. But here comes our WZ-120, quite heroically, jumps down onto the Bulldog, taking all his hit points, but 151, and Koen just casually comes down, kill steals it. It was so weird on the screen, it seemed like the gun didn't even go down far enough to shoot the Bulldog, but he got the kill anyway. Now the Tiger 2 has the brilliant idea of coming down there as well. Not too sure why he's doing that, but I guess he's got a plan. So our WZ is struggling to get back up, but he's gonna be safe. And Koen's just chilling. There's no need to poke on that Tiger 2 because the IS-3 might be pre-aimed at the corner. Our ISU's still spamming the chat with the pinging A8 because that's fun, I guess. So Koen decides to turn around because there's nobody at that corner, and who knows, there might be somebody sneaking around the back. WZ struggling to get out of his way, and he spots the Dead Star. You don't really want to be poking on a Dead Star because he can quite easily one-shot any tier 7 light tank. So he one-shots the Object 704, who couldn't quite get into cover. But now the Dead Star is shot, and that means Koen has quite a bit of time to put in some shells, easily going through the weak side armor. He just bounced the shot from the WZ-120 on his own team with the back of his turret. That guy doesn't really seem to care much about teammates. He's like, the way he's driving, not paying much attention, it seems. The Death Star claims another victim. Here you can see the WZ driving like a potato again for some reason. Not sure why he's driving so weirdly. Sadly, the shot in the side of the turret didn't go in, but he got some tracking damage out of that, which is nice. Now, it's 6-5 in score, and they're down a little bit on hit points, but the enemy team has the entire north of the map, which means they'll probably lose their artillery pretty soon. There comes the Batchat, and of course the shell bounces, because, well, we all know the magical Batchat armor. I think the angle on the side was just too high, and of course with this 75mm, I think, can't really overmatch. But now he's in a bit of trouble since the Batchat's coming to hunt him. He gets 2 shots in, one luckily goes into the tracks. He nearly flips himself here, I think. And now the Batchat's coming to assassinate him. Or at least he's going to try. But then he meets the T-28, who's sitting behind Koen, defending him, and he loses half of whatever hit points he still has. There's the T-49. Sadly, I think the T-49 missed his shot there, but he eats the shot, the Batchat shot for Koen. Sadly, the Batchat had another shot, but now he's on a reload, which means he's just an easy kill for Koen. There's no point to wait around and let the Batchat reload. You really have to take those things out when they're on reload, because they're so dangerous, even when they're on low HP. If they can put in another clip, that's another 2k damage. Now Koen spots the Pershing while he's on 88 health. The first shot goes into his tracks. He's scrambling to get out of there. The Pershing shoots him again here, and it bounces off his rear. I was at the edge of my seat at this point in the replay. I thought, oh well, this is over. But luckily he just barely got out of there. I still can't believe how lucky he was there. The first shot going into his tracks, and then the second shot just ricocheting off his engine deck, really, when he took that corner. So now he's just looking for opportunities, because on 88 hit points he's a one-shot for anything on their team, so he's got to play it really careful. He's at 1300 spotting and 1300 damage done, which is not bad for a tier 7 line, considering this map isn't... well, there isn't an awful lot of spotting to do on this map. Of course, I think about 300 of that was the tracking damage he had on the Death Star. And he was very lucky that there was a house there, because otherwise I think he would have ended up on his side. That's the thing with the LTTB, it's... as you can see, it's very narrow, but it's quite high, so that means the tank is quite top heavy, and when you're driving over bumpy terrain and in circles or turning, you gotta be mindful to not flip your tank. That's something you actually have to watch out with the LTTB. It's not many tanks you have to watch out. Couldn't quite get the kill steal on that Waffenträger. So now there's just an artillery left and a VK4502A who hasn't been spotted the entire battle. I'm guessing he's AFK, but he might be a bot, so even a bot can get a kill if you just sit in front of his gun. So Koen's gonna be very careful here to not die. The VK is not in a cap circle, so he must not be AFK. He must be somewhere around the map. But it's so weird that he hasn't been spotted yet. He must be up north, where our team got eradicated at the beginning of the game. Now just carefully looking for the artillery, letting the T62 and the IS-4 go first, because they have the hit point. Well, the T62 doesn't have the hit points to take a hit, but the IS-4 does. And Koen doesn't just want to suicide here to spot the artillery, because there's no point. There's still some damage to be done in this battle, or some spotting to be done, so there's no point in throwing your tank away. Since the RT isn't here, there's really only one position he can be, and that's on the somewhere down the 0 line. The RT just shot. I'm not sure if the RT actually spotted the IS-3 there, or that was a guess shot. It was rather close, so he might have had the view range to spot that IS-3. So he's gonna be very close to the cap, actually. Koen slowly making his way up here. Of course, the RT just shot, so he shouldn't really be in much... he shouldn't really have anything to fear. But you never know where that VK is. He still hasn't been spotted, so the RT pulled back off behind the rock, but that was not in cover for our IS-4. Now the hunt for the VK4502A begins. Where is he? What is he doing? What has he been doing this entire game? All those questions soon to be answered by Koen. Just making his way up here. Really the only position the VK can be in, but maybe he decided to go to our cap. Who knows? Who knows what he's doing? The T62A asked to stop the cap because he's grinding his marks of excellence, and actually IS-3 stopped the cap. And there's the VK. He seems to be AFK. Koen shoots him, and yeah, he's just AFK. This is the dream in your tier 7. Well, in any light tank really. Just finding the AFK heavy at the end and farming all his HP. I think I had a similar experience one in my 1390. I found a full health IS-3 at the end of the game on my own, so I just took all of his 1500 hit points, and that puts Koen at 2.7k damage in the LTTB. That's not bad. So let's see how Koen actually did. He managed to ace his LTTB in this game. Very much thanks to the VK, he could farm at the end. I think he really got some nice damage in on the VK at the end. He got 6 shots worth nearly 1100 damage in at the end on the VK. It's so nice finding an AFK heavy in your light tanks at the end of the game. I had a similar experience once in my 1390 where I found a full health IS-3 at the end, which I could eat up completely all by myself. I think I put my entire clip in, and I think I even put him on fire, so I got the 1500 damage all to myself. That is the dream in light tanks, finding AFK heavies at the end of the game. He also picked up a Spartan medal. If you guys remember the Pershing he spotted, which shot him twice, but didn't actually kill him while he was on 88 hit points. That ricochet on his engine deck got him a Spartan medal. Very, very lucky there. He did nearly 2.8k damage in a tier 7 light in a tier 10 battle. Is not too shabby. Of course, 1000 damage of that, 2700, was on that AFK VK, but still around 1800 damage done. If you discount the VK, still pretty nice. He also got about 1550 spotting, so not too bad. And he drove 4.20 kilometers. Just leaving that out here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was fun or entertaining at least. And I hope to see you guys back next time. Have a nice day.